My son blamed me for his breakup until the truth came out. This all started on my youngest son's birthday. But today's the day my oldest son came storming in and confronted me. So I figured, might as well tell the whole story while it's fresh. After cake and presents, me and my youngest were just sitting and chatting. He's a teenager now, and since my wife and I feel like he's mature enough, we told him it was okay for him to start dating. He asked for relationship advice. That caught me off guard at first, but I was proud of him for even wanting to talk about it. So I gave him the best advice I could. My wife and I, well, we almost never fight, and I guess that stood out to him. He asked how we made it work. I won't remember every single word I said, but I'll give you the highlights. I told him, always be ready to apologize, even when you think you're right. Don't brush off your girlfriend's feelings. They're real, even if you don't fully get them. Communicate. Don't bottle stuff up. If something's bothering you and you keep it inside, you're just hurting yourself and your relationship. Listen to her. Really listen, even when it's the last thing you feel like hearing. Put the controller down. Mute the TV. Give her your attention when she needs it. End every conversation with a little sign of affection. A hug, a kiss, a kind word. If you're not going to see her for a bit, let her know you care. Tell her you're thinking of her. Say, I love you, and mean it. And if one day you stop meaning it, well, you better figure out why. Either fix it or break up. Trust is everything. And once it's broken, you might never get it back. People think love is the most important thing in a relationship. It's not. It's respect. Without that, love just becomes a mess of frustration. If you don't feel respected, or if she doesn't, you need to talk about it, fix it, or walk away. That was the gist of it. We joked around a bit too. I even told him something my dad told me years ago. You'll know your girlfriend's fully comfortable around you when she farts in front of you. Don't marry her till then. Good old dad advice. Now, while we were talking, we were at my desk, and he was picking out video games to buy with his birthday money. My daughter and my oldest son's girlfriend, her name's Sarah, were on the couch playing video games and kinda half listening. My daughter chimed in now and then with her own advice. She's been dating for a few years, had her own take on how to plan fun dates and all that. Sarah, though, she hardly said a word, which, in hindsight, should have been a red flag. See, Sarah's usually real outgoing, talkative, sweet girl. But I could see the wheels turning in her head. A couple times she looked over at Mark, my oldest. He was totally zoned out, glued to his phone. Didn't say much, didn't seem to care what was going on. Eventually he wandered over, dropped off his gift for his little brother, had some cake, and left with Sarah. I noticed he barely even spoke to her the whole time. It was just, hey mom, hey dad, happy birthday kiddo. Nothing for Sarah, not a hug, not a smile, not even a glance. I didn't know what was going on at the time, but a few days later, my daughter got some of the story out of Sarah after they broke up. Then Mark came over, yelling at me, blaming me for ruining his relationship. Apparently, after that birthday party, Sarah finally confronted him about how he was treating her. She said he didn't respect her, didn't listen to her. So she dumped him. At first, I figured, yeah, okay, maybe I'm to blame. Maybe all that advice I gave my youngest hit a nerve. But not because I said it in front of Sarah. No, I realized I messed up years ago, because I never taught that stuff to Mark when he was young. I thought that was the real issue. Mark wanted me to post this story on one of those Am I the A-hole forums. I guess he thought the internet would take his side. But I wasn't going to do that. I can be a jerk sometimes, I admit it. And sure, maybe I should have read the room better. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized. This wasn't about me. Not really. The truth came out when my wife reached out to Sarah after the breakup. She was worried about her, just wanted to check in. That's when we found out what really happened. It wasn't just about arguments or different views on chores or whatever. Mark hadn't cheated physically, but emotionally? Yeah, big time. He'd been spending hours online. Not just looking at, let's call it questionable stuff, but actually messaging other women, flirting, sending explicit messages, full on emotional cheating. Sarah found the messages on his phone that very night, after they left the party. The problem wasn't that he didn't talk to her during the party. The problem was the betrayal that had been going on behind the scenes for who knows how long, and that's when I lost it. I was furious. Not just disappointed, furious. It wasn't some harmless teenage screw-up. This was a cruel, deliberate betrayal. And suddenly, all his whining about posting this story made sense. He wasn't looking for the truth. He was looking for cover, for someone else to blame. I confronted him, and let me tell you, the shouting match that followed, it was a big one. He denied it at first. Then he tried to downplay it. It was just online, Dad. It doesn't mean anything. That's when I told him to get out. I said, don't come back until you understand what you did, and until you're ready to apologize to Sarah for real. Now I'm not just dealing with a son who got dumped. I'm dealing with a son I don't even recognize, a son who's lost my respect, and I'm left wondering where I went wrong. Because the advice I gave my youngest, that should have been Mark's too, years ago. But somehow he never got it. I never really had to fill my own coffee cup. Somewhere along the years of marriage, it just became one of those things my wife took care of. I don't even think about it anymore. She'll pick up my empty cup, wave her hands over it like she's casting a spell, and say something goofy like hocus pocus or bibbidi bobbidi boo. And off she goes to the kitchen to make me a fresh cup. Sometimes I'll do it too. Pick up my cup, wave my hands, say the magic words, give it a little shake, peek inside, and then whine like a little kid. Honey, my magic cup ain't working again. She'll just laugh, nudge me out of the way with a playful hip check, and take over. Thing is, this little coffee dance of ours, it's not some kind of outdated gender role thing, no matter what my oldest son might think. She doesn't do it 'cause she has to. She does it 'cause she wants to. Because she loves me. If she told me tomorrow she's done being the coffee fairy, I wouldn't argue. I'd just kiss her, say okay, and make my own. It's all part of this ongoing joke we have. We each forbid the other from doing certain chores, so the other forgets how, and then we can never leave each other. I do the laundry, she does the dishes. In reality, she'll toss in a load every now and then, and I'll do the dishes from time to time too. But we never admit it. It's just our little thing. I learned how to make her favorite meal so well she forgot how to cook it herself. And she did the same with mine. She can't make eggs over easy anymore, and I somehow forgot how to make her favorite dish, something called a slap, which is sausage, egg noodles, cream of mushroom soup, and fried onions. Terrible for you, but man, is it good. All these little things, all these quirks, they're part of our love language. It took years to build. But my son, he just saw the surface. He thought it was some kind of 1950s man-woman nonsense. But what he didn't see were the fights, the makeups, the agreements, the compromises, the work it took to make our marriage what it is. While I was talking to him, my wife and daughter were in the other room chatting with his ex-girlfriend. We all really like her, and I'd hate to see them split for good. Turns out, there was a whole lot my son wasn't telling me. They found out he'd been listening to certain TikTok influencers and podcasters, real misogynistic types. Apparently, he wanted her to move out of state with him, and she wasn't so sure. But that wasn't the real issue. When they talked about their future, it became clear they had two very different visions. He started thinking women should do most of the housework. To be fair, dishes do seem more effort than laundry, more hands-on. But laundry ain't just tossing clothes in and waiting on a dryer. It's the linens, the towels, the robes, the curtains. It's making the beds, which my kids never had to do 'cause I always took care of it. My wife? I think she's made our bed maybe once in the past 6 years. Point is, laundry and dishes are like two never ending boss fights. And in a good marriage, you and your partner take turns swinging the sword, side by side. Doesn't matter who does more or less. What matters is the teamwork. Now, I'd love to see them work things out, but honestly, my son's got some growing up to do first. I even suggested therapy. Doubt he'll go. He's at that age where he thinks he knows everything. What he doesn't realize is that nobody's perfect, and sometimes the way we think can be way off. Patrick, buddy, I love you, but you really gotta pull your head out of your ass. TLDR. My oldest son and his girlfriend might be breaking up. I hope not. But he's got some maturing to do first. Comment 1. I always respect parents who tell it like it is. No sugarcoating, no excuses, just honest talk. These influencers like Andrew Tate pump out toxic stuff, and it's so easy for young guys to get pulled in. I hope you keep having those talks with your son. You're a great dad. Comment 2. I wonder how often the ex saw this magic cup routine and how your son twisted it into something else. My mom used to do the same. Just quietly refill my dad's drink when it was empty. It's not about roles, it's about love. OP. Yeah, my daughter and my son's ex are still real close. She even comes around the house sometimes. Honestly, I saw her more than I saw my son when they were dating. She gets along great with my wife and daughter. I don't want it to be awkward, but I'm also not going to tell my daughter who she can or can't be friends with. That said, now she knows about the whole magic cup bit. Just yesterday, she snatched my cup, looked my wife dead in the eye, and said, "Hocus pocus," then ran to the kitchen. My wife chased after her laughing, trying to get the cup back before she could make me a coffee.